So, what we're all trying to do is create wealth. Whether it's to pay off your home, go on holidays, buy cars, or look after your kids. But how do we create wealth? Well, typically we do that by going to work. We go to work, we've got a job, and then we make money. And from that money, we invest. Now, what do we invest in? Well, we invest in property, we invest in shares. Should we invest in cash, art, gold, or for the lucky few, maybe wine? The two most common are shares and property. But the big question, of course, is which one? Well, here's what the two asset classes have done over 10 years. And as you can see, the winner clearly is property. But if that's the case, why is so much more time spent researching the share market? There are PE ratios, volatility indices, alphas, betas, and even deltas. But if property is the best asset class, why isn't the Financial Review loaded with information on property? It's because property is not treated like other wealth creation asset classes. But it should be, because we now know that it will make you richer. So if other people weren't going to do it, we decided we would do it. We would research the property market and treat it like the most significant asset class in the wealth creation world. So let's have a look at how we did that. It turns out that property is driven by four key macro factors: economics and employment, population and demographics, infrastructure spending, and the balance between supply and demand. Economics and employment is essentially the amount of economic activity and job growth in an area. Population and demographics is about the population, its size and structure, and how it's growing. Infrastructure spending is about the level of public and private spending in an area on things like schools, hospitals and roads, airports. And obviously, supply and demand is about the amount of housing being built against the amount of people that are moving into an area or demanding that housing. And that applies to buying and renting. So this research essentially drives us to where we should be investing next. So now we're here. Now what? We're standing in the area that we should be investing. Should we buy any property? Well, obviously not. What's the value? What are the amenities? Who's going to rent it and for how much? What access to transport is there? What's the quality like? What about the design? There are so many significant factors to take into consideration. And all of this gives us the information to assess whether it's worthy of your investment. So how do we work that out? And how do we keep the emotion out of it? Because as we know, emotions can kill wealth. Well, you see, the researchers of the share markets have long delved into the worlds of ratings and rankings. You have the Morningstar, the Intelligent Investor, and pretty much any fund manager or investment bank has some sort of rating system of their own. But where are the property ones? Can't find them? That's because they don't exist. Or at least they are very few and far between. And the ones that are out there don't have much substance. Until, of course, ours. So what's ours about? Well, it's about cash flow and growth. Why cash flow and growth, you ask? Because they're the two key factors for property investors. Growth is the most important factor for any asset because it's the growth that makes us wealthy. But the cash flow is important because it helps us hold the asset long enough for it to grow. So here it is, the Blue Wealth Property Research Model. Well-traveled, simple, solid, and proven. Do not invest without it.